Hey, what's going on, guys? It's FPL Yusuf here, and welcome back to another video on my YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to be going over my Game Week 20 transfer targets. I've got a lot to cover in this video because there may well be a wildcard being activated this week. So we're going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about the current transfers that I'm looking to make, some of the things that I'm maybe not too happy with my team, and a whole lot more. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for being here with me today on my YouTube channel for another video. Before we get into this one, if you wouldn't mind dropping a thumbs up and subscribing down below, it would be greatly appreciated. Okay, let's just go over a quick little recap of how we got on in Game Week 19. Now, it's worth me saying at the time of recording, it's currently Tuesday afternoon, so we still do have one more game to go, but we're currently on 59 points with obviously the 3 Arsenal assets to go. Mo Salah just, I say this every week now, he's just doing again and again and again. We just had another massive return from him. Luis Diaz, which I think out of everything was the most satisfying one this week. He actually got himself on the score sheet, got himself an extra bonus point as well, so that was nice to see. Gvardiol and Man City keeping a clean sheet somehow. You know, they gave up a few chances in that game, but you know, we'll just take the points where we can get them. Noticeable things that didn't really go that well. Chelsea, obviously, you know, Jackson starting on the bench. I think that is kind of it for me now. Like, that one there has just cemented for me that it's just time for go. I want to keep him for the Ipswich game because it was Ipswich, but Chelsea just, they didn't look great anyway. Palmer was doing some nice things. A little bit unfortunate, you know, if you captained him. I think for me, the overriding thing from this team was kind of like my attack force and looking to change them, which we're going to cover in the next session. Obviously, Cunha did come off at halftime injured, but we have actually heard at the time of recording that he has picked up a suspension now. It is only for one game, so it's actually not that bad. It's two technically, but obviously one will be played in the cup, one for the Premier League. So if you're somebody who, you know, got other fires to put out, I wouldn't really worry about it too much. I'd just bench him and move on. But like I said, obviously we've still got the 3 Arsenal players tonight, so we are currently on a red arrow. But hopefully, fingers crossed, if Arsenal can keep a clean sheet against Brentford tonight, and Gabriel Jesus can hopefully, fingers crossed, get himself on that score sheet as well before we look to move him out. That would be a nice way to sort of see him out of the team. But yeah, that's how we're currently doing for Game Week 19. I'm going to come on to my transfer targets for Game Week 20 now. Right, so as I said in my intro, I am actually looking to play a wildcard this week. Now, I haven't activated it at the time of recording, but there is a high chance that I do. I think the biggest problem with my team at the moment is my attack. Now, looking at the players that I've got, obviously Cunha, like I said, he did come off in the game injured at halftime. He obviously has picked up a suspension, but it's only one game, so it's not too bad. Jackson, to me, just not having Isak or transferring Isak out all those weeks, so I don't want to keep talking about it, but genuinely, it was just probably the most silliest mistake I've ever made on FPL. But I think it's time to get him back in because he is just continuing to hurt rank every week, and it's just time to make that switch. Gabriel Jesus, like I said, again, hasn't really been electric since he come in. Obviously, he had the amazing game against Crystal Palace. Did score last game for Arsenal. Obviously, did get ruled out for offside, but hopefully, fingers crossed, he can do a little something tonight. But that being said, I just think there are other strikers that I want to look to. And the ideal front three for me is Chris Wood, who just continues to tick over. And Forest have actually got some really nice fixtures coming up. Alexander Isak, who I've touched on, and also Ollie Watkins. I am really thinking about taking a gamble on him for the next 2 games. So they've got Leicester at home coming up this week. And then I think it's on the 15th. So about 10 days after they play this game, they play against Everton. Now, John Duran should be back for that game. So that is my only sort of sticking point and concerning area around him, is that when Duran does come back, is he going to go back into the starting lineup? I mean, Watkins yesterday got himself a goal and an assist. Right, the goal was from a penalty spot, but, you know, he did get on the score sheet, did get himself an assist, you know, so he is somebody that I am looking at, especially with the game against Leicester. I think that's quite a high upside game. It's obviously got a very expensive front line, which is where obviously other transfers are going to have to come in. The likes of Diaz and Gordon are probably going to have to leave my team. And I do wonder, is it worth sort of tanking the midfield in order to fit Ollie Watkins in? That I'm not too sure about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just show you the transfer targets on screen now. As you can see, the ones that I'm really looking at and could be done without taking my wildcard this week is just for a -4. It is to get rid of Cunha, who, you know, like I said, just unfortunately just surplus to requirements, even though he's been a fantastic player. So it would be moving Cunha out for Chris Wood. And the other one would be upgrading Jackson to Isak. Now, that is on currently my only sort of real transfers that I'm looking to make, because it's only for a -4. My midfield, I'm fairly happy with. Obviously, you know, Salah and Diaz have got Man United this week, so I don't actually mind keeping them in there. I probably would, in theory, want to keep them there. Gordon's playing against Newcastle. Again, another great fixture. Semenyo currently on my bench with Everton at home. Palmer's got Crystal Palace. So overall, the team is in decent shape. You know, obviously my defence, you know, Gvardiol, Timber, Raya, and Robinson would be the back line. So really, the only problems that I have up front is the striker spots. And Gabriel Jesus, I'm not even that mad about holding for another game week. It's against Brighton, who aren't playing amazingly. They are conceding goals. So, you know, naturally, I think Arsenal will probably get chances in that game. It's just mainly for the Jackson and Cunha move. If I do activate the wild card, of course, then I would have to switch up the whole team. But what I'm going to do is I think I'm probably going to do a separate video on that, maybe either tomorrow or Thursday, looking solely at just what a wild card squad would look like. But I think right now, for me, the biggest thing that I'm looking at is maybe a -4 at max. And like I said, that is to bring Isak in, who just is on fantastic form at the moment. Is to bring Chris Wood in, who also is on fantastic form. Maybe to get rid of Jackson and Cunha, one who can't play and the other one who just isn't really looking like he's got his shooting boots on at the moment. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, please don't forget to drop a thumbs up and subscribe down below. It's a little bit of a shorter transfer target this week because obviously, like I said, I'm going to be bringing you guys a actual wildcard video tomorrow, which is what I'll be looking at if I do play my wildcard team. So stay tuned for that. I will be back later on this week with an FPL challenge game once we get through Wednesday's games and that resets, but also a final team selection ahead of the game week 20 deadline as well. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, like I said, please don't forget to drop a thumbs up and subscribe down below, and I'll catch you guys next time.